Okay, what about now? Did you hear this? You, you heard that, eh? Okay, so I had to go to advanced audio properties and I had to click on, I had to put both tracks to track 1 in order to make it work. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out different settings for recording and streaming, but at least now that my voice can be heard, it's something. Anyway, okay, done. And let's share this. So the stream health, it says it's healthy. It's not giving me any notifications of any problems. And I'm going to set up something real quick. Now that I've actually got it working. Now that I've actually got it working. Yeah. Now that I've actually got it working. Yeah. All right, so boom. Delete that community message, replace it with another one. Yeah. All right, so boom. Delete that community message, replace it with another one. Yeah. Okay. All right, so boom. Delete that community message, replace it with another one. Technical difficulties were expected, but I'm glad that we're finally. Yes. Yeah, that wasn't your fault. That was totally on my end. Were expected, but I'm glad that we're finally. Yes. Yeah, that wasn't your fault. That was totally on my end. Were expected, but I'm. Okay. So I think we might actually be good to go at this point. Is the echo gone now? Wait, I think I know what might be causing the echo, actually. Is it still there? No, it's not there anymore? Okay. Alright, so I guess it's time to hop in. Nice. Nice. You no longer hear the echo either, eh? Good. Alright, so we might actually have, like, stable settings here. Alright, so I suppose the next thing we have to do is we have to test out the integrity of when I start playing the game. Make sure it captures everything with some adequate fidelity. Alright, so we'll go over the settings real quick. Danzig, have you ever played Project Zomboid before, or is this all going to be new to you? Alright, you're familiar. Okay. So this is the custom world I made. It's called Quiet Apocalypse. No water and electricity right from the start. 6 months since the apocalypse, so every, perishable food items are going to be spoiled. Darkness during night, pitch black. And then the helicopter event happens sometimes instead of only once. So just about every week and a half, we're going to get a new helicopter event. All loot is set to insanely rare, so it's going to be as difficult as possible to find it. And infection mortality is instant, because I don't want to have to wait 3 days to find out whether or not I die if I get scratched, right? Cognition. Zombies can use doors and open windows, so finding a key for a building is important so we can lock the door. That stops them getting in. And we also have no respawning and vanilla spawn rate. And lastly, zombies will shamble quickly during the day, as per usual, but during the night they will start sprinting. And the cutoff point is 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So they'll start walking at 8 a.m., start sprinting at 8 p.m. And that's it. That's the basic rundown of our settings. And I have a character prepared. A really good character build. I can't really make it that much better. Really, it has everything I want it to have. Yeah, we're doing zombies opening doors, buddy. I love it. I need it. Oh man, it's the best. All right. So yeah, we're playing as Robbie Keane from Cobra Kai. Because I feel like his karate skills are well suited to handling the apocalypse, you know what I mean? Alright. Just be sure to let me know if anything goes wrong. Your every setting terrifies me. Well, at least it's vanilla population density, right? I didn't do something really crazy like 4 times population. I don't even... Where did I choose to spawn? I've been in that create game menu for so long. Now it's like... I don't even remember which spawn I chose. It'll be a surprise to both of us. Okay, we are here. We just have to figure out where here is. Alright. Alright. Lighter and wire. Now all we need is cigarettes, and I can live vicariously through Robbie Keane smoking. Given that I've quit myself. I hear a zombie outside. Okay. First things first, we need some bandages, so... Let's remove these... Wait. Yeah, remove curtains. And rip sheets for bandages. And favorite those. Now we can at least stop bleeding if we get it. Hopefully I'm somewhere simple, like Riverside or Rosewood. But we're gonna have to find a map on a zombie in order to know for sure. Now my character is a burglar, so I could... Yeah, it does seem like Rosewood. We will be able to hotwire a car. Alright. Robbie Keane's first kill. We're gonna get justice for Sensei LaRusso. That's what we're doing. Oh, there's zombies in this house. Yeah. Alright, toast. Oh, come on. Alright, got it. Okay. Nothing in here. Okay, that screwdriver can definitely come in handy. Yeah, the naked zombie. Alright, this sweater is gonna give us a little extra defense in case we get grabbed, but ideally we just won't get grabbed. And vegetable soup. That's not gonna do us much good without a can opener. Alright. Locked. I need to find a weapon. Having loot set to insanely rare is probably a little excessive. I suppose that the next rarity tier up would have been better. But we'll see if we can make this work. I remember it took me like 4 weeks to find a can opener in Louisville in my playthrough. Something like that. It was ridiculous. It took a long time to find a can opener. Oh yeah. Let's check this annotated map. Louisville. We can kind of get an idea for where we are if we look at that. Oh, we're in Louisville. Okay. So that's a thing. We're in a very densely populated map, but we seem to be in a very sparsely populated region of it. So at the very least, we have that, right? Let's try to hotwire this car. Oh. Dead battery. We're gonna have to find one with a working battery for sure. And we need a map, because at nightfall, right, the zombies are gonna start sprinting, so we're gonna have to be ready. Alright. Leather jacket. I don't want to take that. It reduces our combat speed. And combat speed is one of the most important stats. That's why, in my character creation, I always take nimble. Nimble increases your combat movement speed, your backpedaling speed, so it really helps you to juggle hordes. Really important. Okay, farming magazine, trapping book. Yeah, I might have to try to get out of this residential area so that we start finding better loot. Orange soda. And we got our water bottle. Okay. What's that? That guy's got a crossbow on his back. Alright. Alright, another lighter. We're gonna start overheating soon if we keep putting on clothing, but we can get extra protection with that denim shirt. We have a decent mod list. I don't have much added. I pretty much just have night sprinters, quality of life mods, and Kitsune's crossbow mod. And I only have 2 quality of life mods, I think. One is a fuel indicator when you're driving. There's like a indicator that shows you which side the fuel pump is on so you can fill up your car, right? The other one is a weapon, this at the bottom of the screen down here. Weapon condition indicator. Alright. Alright. Looks like I'm not that rusty as far as killing zombies goes. While we have a quiet moment, let's set our watch's alarm. We're gonna need it. We don't want that one to be set. Okay. And we need an hour forewarning before nightfall. Door's open. Nothing. Yes, finally. Oh my god. A weapon. It's not the best weapon, but it's gonna be really good for training our long blunt, but it's gonna tire us out pretty bad, so. Okay. Kitchen. Alright, I think I'm gonna go on a walk to get deeper into town. We need a commercial area instead of residential. And we'll try to keep an eye out for a car that we could potentially hotwire on the way, but the odds of us finding one that's in mint condition, drivable condition, is quite low. Okay, that's where the dense population's gonna start. There's a sizable horde over there. Son of a bitch. Medicine cabinet in the bathroom? I think so, yeah. I usually do. Oh my god, a shotgun. Yeah, we need to try to get our hands on a few meds. I notice infection is a huge problem in the game now. It didn't used to be, but now I feel like every time I get scratched, I get at least, like, one of those regular infections, you know? And we need to try to find antiseptic. Some sort of disinfectant. We're definitely going to want that flashlight come nightfall. And look at that! Oh my god, on these settings, that's a good grab. Alcohol wipes, so we can now disinfect a wound and get rid of infection if we have one. Really, really good find. Oh my god, yes. Nothing. Alright, I'm gonna get some rest. Alright, we are fully rested. Our weight is still good, but just barely. We're about to be over encumbered, so... Oh! Oh no! That didn't last very long. Okay, I'm rusty. It's been a long time. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the main menu and we're gonna spawn in, yeah. Yes. Alright. Delete that. Alright. Custom Sandbox, Many Spawns, Louisville, and Quiet Apocalypse. Now, we're gonna change the loot setting, though. You're right. Like, it's a little severe. We find next to nothing, so I think extremely rare will probably be more in line with what we'd prefer. We'll find stuff regularly. Just perhaps not the stuff we want to find, which is preferable. Alright, Quiet Apocalypse. Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane, don't need the beanie. Alright, let's hop back in. Yes, good start. Yeah, nice to see I'm not rusty. And then a few minutes later, okay, I'm rusty. As long as we live, we're not rusty. And then once we die, we lean on rust to excuse it. I don't suppose I should take that fork, huh? Okay. Oh. We found it, Danzig. A pink bra. We're in the end game now. Alright, take the crossbow bolt, and may as well take the crossbow. Yeah, I kind of forgot the golden rule. Don't try to... The problem with the guitar, it's powerful, it's a long, blunt weapon, but it slows down your movement a lot. The swings are very long, right? So it's not like a baseball bat or a spiked bat or even a crowbar. It slows you down so much that you never want to fight, like, more than 3 zombies with it. And even then, you have to be extraordinarily careful if you are going to fight that many. Now, this is a great weapon. Very rapid mobility. I honestly think the best weapon we could find, though, is a hunting knife. You find them in zombies regularly, but, hunting knives are great because they don't slow your movement at all. Like, at all. They're amazing. You can backpedal and just keep swinging against the horde and you'll never get grabbed. As long as you have level 3 in Nimble, which I made sure I did, so. Painkillers and vitamins. Yeah, I'm liking these loot settings a lot better. Don't die wearing that. Buddy, I won't be caught living wearing that. Alright? Duffel bag, very nice. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be a pink bra guy. Not really. You know what? We'll rip that formal shirt. We still need bandages, so... Alright, favorite those. Don't really need the thread. So we have a weapon. We have 2 weapons, but I'd like to find nails and a hammer so we can make a spiked bat out of that. Be the best use of it for sure. And thankfully, we managed to find a backpack, which is really going to come in handy. We'll deposit everything in it except for the bandages, just in case we cut ourselves on a tree or a window and we need to bandage ourselves without digging it out of our backpack. Canned tuna. Don't need a can opener for that. And, juice box. It'd be a very good idea to grab the battery out of this, too, as a backup for our flashlight. Okay, so this is very clearly some sort of apartment complex. It doesn't look too busy. Oh! That van over there is in decent condition. Okay, walkie-talkie. We got our digital watch already. And a rosewood map, eh? We'll read it. Okay. Alright, let's kill this guy and then set our watch. 7 p.m. we need it set for. Alright, we'll have an hour's heads up before they start sprinting. Take the hat. Oh, okay. But the moment we find a good helmet. Visor forward. Definitely backward. I'm a 1990s kid. Like, I have to wear it backwards. You know? Oh, that truck. These vehicles are in good condition. We might be able to drive out of here. Let's see. Alright. Ooh, lighter, matches and cigarettes, and alcohol wipes. We are fine. As long as, you know, we don't get, like, surrounded and fucked. Which, that was my own fault that happened. Alright, empty notebook and pen. Can use that for note-taking. Now, let's see. Dead battery. Let's check the trunk. Nada. Now, this looks like it might actually... Oh, heavy-duty battery. Buddy. We can definitely drive out of here. The only thing in question is whether or not we'll have gas. Alright. I'm gonna be extra careful with this. Now, how are we doing on bolts? We have 1 bolt. Alright. Dead. And that's it. That's it. Oh, right. Meat cleaver. Alright, here we go. Truth is, I'm honestly really good at combat. I played a lot of 6 months later settings, like One Painful Year challenge and all that, but using a slow weapon like that, rookie move. I'm definitely a little rusty. Gotta remember my golden rules, you know? Yeah, the meat cleaver is a really good weapon. Well, we're overheating already. Maybe... Oh, we won't be anymore. We're not fighting right now, so... let's see what we got. Welcome, Bald Bullet Head. Glad to have you here, buddy. Let's hope we get, you know, further in this than we did in State of Decay. I can't wait to do another State of Decay series. I've got 7 Days to Die Metropolis underway right now. I've been recording episodes for it for 2 days. It's going really good. Well, we could theoretically use this tote bag. Alright, I'm gonna shed some of this clothing. The denim shirt gives us protection. Maybe the long sleeve shirt I'll take off. We're cooling down. They were no match for the power of Robbie Keane's karate. Alright, let's break our way in here. There we go. Driver's seat. Okay, what do we got? No key. Unlock the doors. Let's try to hotwire. Oh. Well, the battery is serviceable. Hello, Zach. I have tried DayZ, and I played it for quite a bit, but I played it single player, not multiplayer. Yeah. No, that's a lie. I played it multiplayer once for PlayStation 4. And funny story, actually. Hang on, give me 1 second. Alright, so when I played it, I ran into this guy, and he was actually a nice guy. Like, he didn't try to kill me right away or anything. But I was naked, right? I just spawned. I had, like, my little rock, right? You know how you have, like, the bone knife? Or, sorry, the stone knife that you can make? I had that. And, oh, beret. Sorry, buddy, the baseball cap's gotta go. I gotta wear the beret. But, yeah, I chased after him with my stone knife. Like, he offered me food. He was, like, crouching, doing the whole diplomatic friendly thing. And I was like, ay, 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 ay. And I, like, chased after him with the stone knife like a mad Indian, you know? He actually laughed more than he freaked out. He was like, oh my god, what the hell's wrong with you? But in the best way possible, you know what I mean? Alright, Louisville map. Oh shit. I'm actually gonna take a quick look around. Yeah, there are really good ideas in it. One thing I really like about DayZ is the customization of the guns. I like how you need to have a compass and a map, right? Like, using a compass and a map to follow roads and find my way to different towns and cities, that was the funnest part for me. Actual thought-provoking navigation, right? Favorite part of that game. Alright, let's hop into this car, try to start it, see if there's any gasoline in it. Yeah, the burglar is definitely the best class in this whole game. Oh, we are mobile! Alright, hang on. Oh my god, what am I doing? I pressed tab. I'm used to pressing tab to open my inventory in games. Alright. Go on. Got him. Stay down. Alright. Yeah, Robbie Keane's inner beast is awakening right now. He's ready for the challenges before him. In honor of Sensei LaRusso. And my estranged father. Johnny Lawrence. Oh man, that's a lot of shit. Oh, they're all... Okay, you know what? I wanted to check the maps, but we're just gonna hit the road first and go where we're going. It was the beret. Yeah, this is why I think the burglar is the best class in the game, Danzig. It's because you can hotwire vehicles, for one. And even on 6 months later, you can find mint condition vehicles with a good battery. Is that a katana? But besides that, you also start with a good level in nimble. And nimble is crucial. What is that? That is a bread knife. Alright. But nimble is the best combat skill because it increases your backpedaling speed when you're in combat. So you have nimble and hot wiring. Nothing else compares to it, right? It's amazing. Burglar is OP. A lot of people don't know that nimble is the best combat skill, but it really is. Like, it really, really is. Alright. Now, I don't know where we're going or why, but I actually think I'd like to try to find a specific base. There's a house far to the west where it's on the coast, so you have water behind the house, but there's an auto mechanic's garage at that house, right? So you can pull your car into the garage, you can store car parts in there, build crates. Really cool auto mechanic roleplay type thing. I better take care of this car, though. The only reason we'll stop the car is if we see a boarded up property. Something where there might be really bomb loot in it, you know? Oh. Alright, gotta take this. Hunting knife. Go down. Yes. Oh, come on. Alright. Yeah, we need that. Big time. Alright, let's go. On the road again. Here comes the cringe. That's my wife talking. Can you believe that? She's very loving and supportive, but she has no illusions about the cringe. I love the Cobra Kai Robbie Keane cringe with this game. You know, talking about, like, using karate to defeat the apocalypse, it's terrible. But there is value in that terribleness. There is a method to that madness. Alright, let's try to... We're almost there, actually. I recognize the lay of the land. We are getting close to the place I want to live. Ooh. Is that a warehouse where we might get, like, a sledgehammer and stuff? Because if so, that's a pretty important search right there. Alright, we're gonna park here. There's the water, so we are very close to the place that we intend to live. We'll reverse into parking so that we can pull out easily later. Right, I want to shut off the car. Son of a bitch. Alright, and let's deposit in here. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm watching. Alright, we'll finish the rest after. We have to fight these guys, but we have a hunting knife now. So check this out, alright? This is the power of nimble. I'm gonna show it to you guys, full stop. You just don't want to push them at the wrong time. Don't hold the left click, just strategically press it, but it doesn't matter how many zombies there are. They're never going to get you if you're careful with the knife. Turn, run, reorient, and the best thing about the knife, you don't get fatigued while using it. In fact, your fatigue has the opposite effect. You become less fatigued while you're swinging the knife. You actually recover your stamina. Turn, run, go around. Oh shit. We're dying of thirst, eh? What do you say? Do we drink? No, we won't drink the dirty water. We'll just find a drink. Wait, we have a juice box. Alright, I'm grabbing the juice box out of the car. Alright. Let's drink it. Yeah, well, hopefully we won't be, like, literally dying of thirst after we drink this, right? Yeah, we're still dying of thirst. Alright, hang on. Give me a sec. We're gonna do something stupid and reckless. Lock the door. See that? Lock the door quickly. The zombies can open the fucking doors in this, so it's for the best that we do it that way. Alright, remove the broken glass. Oh, we can't. Hang on. Yeah, if I hop out there, they're gonna get me, so we're gonna find another exit. Right here. Alright, remove broken glass, hop through. We're good. We got a drink and we're ready to keep fighting. What? Alright, got him. Oh, yeah. I'm okay with a run speed modifier, because run speed and combat speed are different stats. I wouldn't wear any boots if they gave me a combat speed modifier. See how easy this is? The hunting knife is top tier. Totally top tier. Like, that guy's got a wooden stake lodged in his chest. He's a vampire. No, someone got their lore backwards. They tried to kill a zombie with a stake and it didn't work. The fools. Decapitate zombies. Wooden stakes for vampires. Didn't they watch Buffy? Or Supernatural? Alright, we're doing okay. I'm gonna take a look at chat in a second. Catch up. Alright, got him. Once we're in the clear, I'll take a look at chat. Respond to a couple people. Knives get a lot of critical hits, too. That's why I killed that guy in 2 swings. It was a critical hit. Yeah, the hunting knife is really powerful. Rusty, thank you very much. Yeah, State of Decay 2 is a wild ride. I'm going to try to do much better in the following series. A lot of people underestimate just how hard it is when you don't have injury resistance. I leaned on injury resistance for a long time to get myself through, but when you don't have it, a regular horde, if they down you, can just eradicate your whole health bar. It's crazy, eh? Anyway, stick around. I'm really glad to have you guys here. Fuck yes. I was expecting like 3 people, but we're at 9. We have tripled the expectations. We are gods. Alright, let's see what we can do. We already have... Oh, by the way, the notebook is really good for, like, if you want to keep track of all the books that you've found and all the books that you have yet to find, a notebook is a really good way to do that. There's an item, though, called a journal, and it's the same as a notebook, except it only weighs 0.1 instead of 0.5. So it's really useful. The same utility as a notebook, but less encumbering to your character. Empty bottle. Alright, we can now start carrying water on us. Alright, we're gonna search the shit out of this place, try to find some good stuff. I'm so glad we're finally breaking in a live stream. I've wanted to meet a lot of you. Rusty, I recognize your name. I feel like you've given me a tip for 7 days or something. I remember reading comments from you before. I got to use, I used energy drinks and a special pole walkway in one of my Blood Moons in the new Metropolis series. Oh my god, they work so fucking good. Mega Crush is 6 minutes of running like Speedy Gonzalez, and the pole walkway idea that someone gave me is fucking incredible. Okay, that pole walkway is... it's just amazing, dude. Like, the zombies consider it a path. You basically use, I think, half poles or quarter poles or something like that, and you put them beside each other, so the zombies consider it a viable path. But they fall through. It can only hold like 2 zombies. It's really, really nice. I can't wait till you guys get to see it. And I got to build my horde towers, my twin towers, for one of the Blood Moons. So you guys are gonna get to see how that works. Really epic Blood Moon. Okay, we got a rake. Now we can rake in the bitches with our karate. Metal pipe, definitely. Not the best weapon in the world, but it's it's something. Once you've played on 6 months later and you have like insane population settings, You never pass up a weapon again. Like, I remember when I was playing that One Painful Year settings, it changed everything. You literally wake up in the morning, you're like, okay, how much food do I have? Okay, let's try to kill another 300 zombies today, and then you go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing tomorrow. It's insane. And zombies can open doors in One Painful Year settings, so you're always like looking for a house key so you can lock the door. You know, it's different. It hits different. It feels really cool. Empty notebook. Doodle. Don't need the paper clips. We'll take the book, just in case we get depressed later, you know? Do a little bit of reading. Anybody in chat, are you guys, okay, twofold question. Do any of you read books or listen to audiobooks? Because if you do, there's a book that I strongly recommend, alright? Me and Zuzi have been listening to the audiobook version of it on Audible. It's, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Fucking fascinating book, honestly. I recommend it to all of you guys. Glowing recommendation. Thank you very much, Bald Bullethead. Yeah, well, I'm just starting, right? I'm young, fresh-faced, giving it my all, trying to get started, you know? Hopefully the community grows really fast, and we'll find ourselves in a situation where we're just always in Discord, always chilling, you know? Always live streaming whenever we can. I like this. I like the active, ongoing communication. Yeah. Alright, oh, shit. Okay. We still have time. We have to make sure our alarm is set, and we have to set up a place to sleep tonight, and we don't have long to do it. Because remember, everything is going to start sprinting after 8 o'clock. And at that point, we better frickin' hope that we're in, like, an enclosed space with a chair and we can sleep. We need, like, an enclosed bathroom. And we have to make sure that every zombie that could chase us is dead. Alright, let's find an enclosed space and stay there. This might work. But I usually prefer like a tiny-ass bathroom, you know? Somewhere where it gives you the psychological effect of I can poop safely, you know? The zombies are out there, the toilet's in here, I'm alone with the toilet. It's Resident Evil 3 and I'm in a save room feeling. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Alright. There's the alarm. We have an hour before everything starts sprinting. Let's crouch. Try to avoid attracting any unwanted attention. And we're not gonna start starving tonight. Hang on. Yeah, Hamstray, 100%. Oh, the Mega Crush was so useful. I was running around with the shotgun like fucking Valhalla Terminator, just laughing, having a great time. Yeah, that was a blast. Oh, I love fucking energy drinks. Yeah, you too, Zach, your energy drink gang, eh? Really fucking useful. I used to like beer from getting to a job. Like, I would use beer to run a kilometer to a trader, right? But, the energy drink seems so much better for the purpose. 6 minutes. It blew my fucking mind. Anyway, this is where we'll sleep. Right here. So, we're not gonna get... what I want to do is try to wake up as close to 8 o'clock as possible. So, we're gonna have 2 watches. And 1 on each wrist. This one's gonna wake us up at 8 a.m. when the zombies have stopped sprinting. And the other one's gonna wake us up at, alert us an hour before 8 p.m. when they start sprinting. So for now, hey, you know what? We can make a spiked bat. And I'll show you guys my character build. What I choose, you know, and why I choose it. Alright, spiked bat time. I hope that wasn't too loud. I think we're okay. I hope we're okay. Alright, the crossbow we don't need equipped. We're gonna equip this bat instead. Our hunting knife is pretty damaged, but we found wood glue. Although, don't you need a requisite carpenter level in order to use it? Yeah, we'd need level 2 in carpentry, I think. And unless we have duct tape or adhesive tape or something else along those lines, we cannot repair the cleaver or the hunting knife. But we can repair the spiked bat pretty easily. As long as we have nails and a hammer, we can repair it. So, alright. These are my skills, alright? We start out with athletic and strong, obviously, right? They're clutch. And, I'm a burglar with gymnast. So, I have light-footed 3 and nimble 3. Sneaking 3 comes from hunter. And hunter's important because it gives you an experience multiplier for aiming, short blade, and sneaking. Aiming, short blade, and sneaking are very good combat skills. Short blade, obviously, is the hunting knife skill. And hunting knives, you find them on zombies with astonishing regularity. Usually, you end up finding another hunting knife before the one that you found on a previous zombie breaks, right? So, very good long-term sustainability for weapons there. Long blunt is for crowbars. If you get yourself a good pry bar, that'll last for many, many kills. Very durable weapon. So that's kind of my basic build, right? I have to take a lot of negatives to afford a burglar with this stuff, but it's worth it. High thirst, thin-skinned, because I feel like if you're getting grabbed, you're already screwing up. Most of the time you have a good playthrough, it's because you didn't get grabbed, right? So it incentivizes making sure you don't get grabbed as much as you can. A whole lot of other negatives, but it's worth having the negatives in exchange for the positives. Alright, now we're going to pass time for a little bit. And we're going to read our book as well. I think around 1 in the morning, we'll go to sleep. We may not sleep for the entire night, but we'll try to. Alright, now we read the book. You see how dark it is? Dark as pitch. Alright, we've become tired. But this is why I like that setting. We play with the setting where darkness is pitch black. I set it up that way in the custom world settings. Where the fuck is our chair? Alright, there it is. Let's go to sleep. Yeah, if we had a TV. Yeah. Well, that's why finding books is of critical importance, you know, getting those experience multipliers, and a lot of the skills are pretty easy to train. Like carpentry, for example, right? You can just dismantle stuff. Metalworking, you find propane and the propane torch, you can just dismantle shit all day. Yeah. Trapping is very grindy to train, but that's another huge plus for trapping the hunter skill. We took hunter, right? And it gives us trapping, so you get that experience boost for it. Alright, experiencing too much pain. We have neck pain. From sleeping on that uncomfortable chair, but that's okay. We don't have long before morning, and we're not tired enough to sleep anyway, so... Alright, we're good. The zombies are no longer sprinting. So the tote bag, I don't think we actually need it. We got a really nice truck. Functioning truck. Alright. Yes, I am the one who Negans. Your eyes popping out of your fucking head, buddy. Alright, we found a room with a whole bunch of crates over here. I'm gonna want to search those crates, and then we'll pop out of here and head to that auto mechanics garage. That's one thing I love about Project Zomboid. You know, it's easy until you fuck up. Typically. If you're on insane settings, population-wise, then it's very difficult to stay alive, but if you've played One Painful Year or 6 months later for a while, you kind of become accustomed to it, right? And you adapt to the intensity to such an extent where you can more or less survive reliably as long as you don't personally screw up. And I really like the sprinting zombies at night thing for that, because it reminds you to keep sharp every day. Oh my god, we got our first membership. Rusty, thank you so much. That's huge. That is huge. Thank you very, very much. Oh my god. I did not see that coming. Beautiful. And long may we thrive. and stay alive even though every odd is against us in our games. Challenge and triumph, right? Withstand within. Engage the pressure until it crumbles. Ooh! You know what that means, Rusty? You are the first income that I have ever earned through the channel. First ever. That's it. That's my first income ever. Thank you very much. That means the world to me. The good ones. Well, you know what? We'll try to get those health cookies to as many people as possible and help them realize their potential too. Fuck yes. Those health cookies, man, they're my favorite part of what I do here. They changed my fucking life completely, right? Once I started fasting, taking cold showers, controlling what I eat, more or less, you know, I still eat junk food like everybody else, but I do it in a moderated way, right? Yeah, the cold showers, the fasting, it changed everything for me. And I want to give that gift to as many people as possible. Okay. Oh, the spiked bat is beautiful. Alright, let's keep going toward our house. We found an axe. That'll come in handy when the time comes to cut down trees, do some carpentry training, right? Build a house. Alright, let's just deposit all this shit. I'm gonna keep that baseball cap, just because. Oh, Lee Merta, thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, man, I am so grateful. Thank you very much, guys. It means a lot to know that you value what I do and you respect me like that, because, I don't know, we live in a world where there's a lot of people who, for some reason, they view health as a political thing, and it's weird, you know? They kind of tell you that you're being judgy or that you're asserting expectations on others, that it's kind of like a breach of respect or trust, you know? But I feel like health consciousness should be the one thing that is apolitical and that is exempt from scrutiny, because it's like we should all want to become our best selves, right? We should all want to support our potential, cultivate what we can do. You know, and you see so many people struggling with depression and anxiety and all this other shit. And personally, I want to shove in their faces any tools that might help them to defeat it and live what they perceive to be a happier, more fulfilling life. Right? I don't want people to feel like they're not in control of their fates. Quite the opposite. I want to give people the tools to feel like they are in full control and that they can steer their ship in whatever direction they choose to. Yeah. Hopefully we can really spread that, you know, that health-driven ideology to a lot of people. Where we're not shaming people to get healthier. We're just telling them, you got the tools, we're here to support you, we're going to get you where you need to go. That's crazy. Man, $7. I recognize your name too, Lee Merta. You've been supporting me quite a bit. Yeah. I want to find out who it was who told me about the Mega Crush in 7 Days to Die, and who told me about the, what the fuck's it called? Mega Crush and the pole walkway. Because those two things changed the game for me completely. Completely. This is it. Gotta turn off the car. Alright, let's clean up. Alright, we did attract some attention. Critical hit. Now the bat is very tiring, but that's why I think long blunt and short blade are the perfect combination, because once you see that first exhausted thing pop up in your moodles, you switch to the knife, and then it immediately goes away, right? Long as you use the long blunt and the blades, then you can actually combat fatigue very easily, and you can fight for a sustained long period of time. Oh, keep backpedaling, see? When you have nimble, you can literally avoid getting grabbed just by backpedaling. and then you turn around only when it's safe to turn around. Combat tip for you guys. If you ever play Zomboid yourselves and you want to know how to... Don't let go and then turn around. You see how I stayed still for a second? Watch this. See? Instead, while backpedaling, turn around and then let go. That way there's no pause in your movement. Oh, that was you, Zach? Yeah. The energy drinks were fucking clutch. Honestly. Thank you. Alright. Oh, and, oh! No! The hedge maze! The hedge maze! Oh my god, I forgot that. Hang on a second. Wait, I'm remembering something. Okay. Okay, so there's an exploitation that I know about. Okay, and I'm gonna share that exploitation. You got George Bushed. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But fun tip for you guys. They haven't nerfed this yet. So, you know that hedge that I died in? That hedge, if you have your weapon up and you're in combat stance, you can walk through it at regular combat speed. So they get slowed down, but you don't. The hedge only slows you down. The bushes only slow you down if you're not in combat stance, right? So you can... Thank you, Susie. Susie brought me a green tea. I love you, sweetie. Yeah, on the other side. Alright. Oh, that bush. That bush. George W. fucked me. Alright. But that just means we pick ourselves up and try again. It's fun every time, right? Yeah. And the death is part of the entertainment. Lee. I actually found a nail gun in our latest Metropolis series. It helped a lot with constructing our horde towers. I'm really excited for you guys to see that episode. I'm really excited about it. The horde towers were so good. And I started the horde while the towers were incomplete. I didn't finish them because of a time constraint, but they were still really good. Oh, yes. Nimble 6 allows you to move as fast as the Shamblers. That would be useful. And that's probably with any weapon. Like, presumably, even if you used an electric guitar. But Nimble 6 takes forever to reach. I know some people where, when they play online, they set up their character so that he's, like, walking into a wall. Because you can't really skip time during the night unless everybody's sleeping in multiplayer, so he just walks into a wall all night in combat stance, trying to rack up that nimble. Who ruined a lot of people? George Bush? Oh, I mean, shit. The political world in general ruins a lot of people. Yeah. Did you guys know that 80% of U.S. Congress had shares in pharmaceutical companies? So they actually benefited heavily from the rollout of the vaccines and the mandating of the vaccines. But of course, they won't tell you that. Yeah. Oh, tyranny, tyranny. But we cope however we can. So, let's do a custom sandbox, and this time, let's spawn in West Point. Alright, Quiet Apocalypse rules. And we still have our updated loot rarity Danzig. A storm is coming, eh? You'll have to tell me about that. I tried to play on... Oh. Fix that. I tried to play with Cryogenic Winter, the mod. Extremely difficult. Because when you start freezing, your combat speed, your movement speed, your swing speed, everything slows down. And Cryogenic Winter was so difficult to adapt to. So difficult. And a big part of it is like, do you find warm clothing soon enough? I spawned in Louisville was part of the problem. There were tons of zombies that I had to Tons of zombies I had to contend with. Alright. Quiet Apocalypse. I'm gonna just quickly scroll through my character loadout here so you can see all the negatives. I even have Sunday Driver. Because I feel like it just causes you to... It causes you to drive more safely, right? The downside is I'm pretty sure Sunday Driver makes you consume more gasoline when you drive. Yeah, I remember Rusty. What the fuck's his name? Boris Johnson. He was pushing the mandates on everybody. He's what? The PM of the UK? Something like that? Anyway, he was pushing the mandates on everybody, and then there were pictures of him shortly after in a backyard barbecue for someone's birthday. Nobody was masked, nobody was social distancing. Rules for me, but not for thee, right? Fucking twisted. It's just all corrupt, right? The best government is the government that you don't even know is there because they stay out of your lives and they don't fuck with you. Yeah, the PM. All right. Yeah, cryogenic winter was harsh. And the blizzards. I couldn't see. I was trying to drive and I just could not see shit. Max rain, max cold, start in late fall. Oh, buddy. That sounds fun, actually. All right. Well, let's hop in again. One more overview of my settings. We start with, aiming, long blunt, short blade, and trapping, level 1. And then we actually have level 3 in sneaking, nimble, and light-footed. Really useful. And of course, athletic and strong. I usually take organized as well. It's huge for quality of life, and keen hearing is requisite. Wakeful extends your ability to play and maximize how much you can do in each day. And dexterous, same thing. You save a lot of time by just transferring inventory items faster. Oh, Private Lime? Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Private Lime. Yeah, I've watched him a lot in the past, and he's actually one of the ones who got me into Project Zomboid. When I first started, it's funny. I'm a big fan of the game called Darkwood. I don't know if you guys know what Darkwood is, but it's like a really twisted, trippy, psychological horror, top down. And I was always like, what would be great? A zombie apocalypse game, just like Darkwood, with an open world and survival mechanics. And lo and behold, one day I saw Private Lime playing Zomboid, and I was like, holy shit, this game's the answer to my prayers. Yeah. Ugh. Have you seen the map where you're trapped in a metro system? No, I have not. That's in Project Zomboid. I did, however, see a video very recently about somebody built a map with an elaborate sewer system underneath cities in 7 Days to Die. That was pretty fucking cool. I haven't contacted them. The Fun Pimps. I'm a very, very kind of like entry level streamer. I don't know that they would bother, but it's possible I could. What I'm worried about though is that if my current Metropolis series is still ongoing and I update my game, what if I can't continue the series, right? What if I lose the series not to a death, but to incompatibility with Alpha 22 and my Alpha 21 save? That's what I'm worried about, right? So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I may get in touch with them and ask, but it's up in the air. All right, let's hop in. All right, Robbie Keane brought his karate and he is ready for this shit. Let's go. Susanna, my wife, is playing Red Dead Redemption 2. A rolling pin. Now we're in the money. Okay. Toilet water. Pretty much an end game condition right there. We've beaten the whole thing. Alright. We spawned in West Point. Yeah, West Point this time. I think I know where we are. Fun fact. The boots that you're wearing, the shoes that you're wearing, determine the strength of your stomp. So if you ever find military boots, take them. Those are the one-hit kill when you stomp ahead type of boots. Alright. Put on right wrist. Set alarm. Oh my god. Alright, we'll do that later. Okay, set for 1900 hours. We'll have an hour's forewarning before nightfall. That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit in multiple directions. Alright, we're gonna head, what is it? I don't know the directions in this game. Facing this way? Is that south? I got no idea. It's either west or south, but we're gonna head this way. And we'll check this van, see if we can't nab, like, a good weapon out of the trunk or something. Oh, shit. Alright, shit's getting real. We at least killed that one ahead of time. But now we got new problems. Alright. We've got a lot of shit here. I don't want to tire myself out, so what I might do is, start walking. Walk up the road, right? Try to get somewhere a little safer. Oh yeah, they can open doors, so we really don't have long here. Oh, Carpentry 1, we need that. I'm surprised they didn't follow me in here. Let's go. Maybe I lost him. Duct tape. We can repair a weapon now. Okay. The odds that we get that car started are very unlikely. What's that? Alright, we'll just speed time and crouch walk for now. Save energy. Not today. Alright, we can search this house, and there's garages beside these houses. This is the affluent neighborhood. So maybe we'll get like a hammer, you know, nails, baseball bat, crowbar. Something really, really useful. Can opener, that's a good grab. Lard is too. When you start 6 months later and all your food is spoiled, that's a massive amount of calories. Really good for maintaining your weight. Usually what I do is I'll eat, and I'll go up to 84 kilograms, and then you can just gradually fast and only eat the bare minimum that's necessary, and you'll lose weight over time. And once you're at 76 kilograms, you just mash, and get a shitload of calories again. Put the weight back on, and then you have another time period where you don't have to eat a lot. Maintaining your weight, it's as easy as just, in this game, fasting very often, and saving your dense calorie foods for the bulk up period, you know? I hear a zombie. He's probably upstairs, so let's proceed with caution. Oh, yeah. Now we're an intelligent Robbie Keane. He has glasses. No, I don't like this. This looks weird. Alright. Yep. Yeah, world leaders give me tremendous pause these days. I mean, you've either got Biden, who literally is a world leader with Alzheimer's, or you've got Trudeau, who is just like a pretty boy narcissist who he's in love with his own legend for all the wrong reasons. Or you have Boris Johnson, who's like, you can tell in like mentally he's all there, he's just a deceptive fuck, you know? Nobody's winning. I feel like no matter where you are, there's just the only universal thing that binds us and makes us all one is we're all getting fucked. Even in European countries, like in the Czech Republic, they have the same thing going on, you know? There's always some next dictator in training trying to take the reins of the country's future. Everywhere. But the people of the Czech Republic, they have this thing called defenestration. And it's where you, well, it's not a thing anymore, but back in the day, defenestration was when you would take a politician you were unhappy with and throw them out of a multi-story window. And back then, corruption wasn't much of an issue. I wonder why, you know? Club hammer. Nice. We aren't specialized in short blunt, but pretty decent weapon, considering. Okay, this kitchen is ours. As a long-term Zomboid player, the one thing I always forget to check is to look on the floor because they now have stuff on the counters. Like this saucepan with pasta, this rolling pin. I've found antibiotics sitting on a bathroom counter once. Like, the loot is no joke. Shit, we're starting to get over encumbered now. Tailoring. It's useful in a long enough timeline, but look around the vehicles for keys. We could do that. What I'm really looking for is, you can tell when you look at a car, if there's no holes in the windows, if there's no scratches on the paint, you can actually find mint condition vehicles that generate with a working battery and gas. So like, I usually, when I'm traveling from point A to point B, I will look for those mint condition vehicles. But now that we're over encumbered, I have to stop searching houses. Ooh, yes. Carpentry tools. Alright, what are we getting rid of? The saucepan can go. Weighs less if we attach it to our back, but not that much less. Okay, hammer. Attached to belt right. Magnum is debatable. We're not going loud anytime soon. So we'll unload it. And we'll drop it. Rolling pin we also don't need. The tissue, same thing. And where is the magnum that we want to drop? Oh wait. Yeah, right here. We'll keep the bullets, because on a long enough timeline we could end up using it, but... Alright. Now, with our inventory the way it is, I'm content that we can just walk down the street and look for a car. At this point, we're pretty well equipped. We have food, high-calorie food for weight gain. We have a water bottle. And we have some meds. We have a bottle of disinfectant, which is huge for avoiding a infection. I'll go check that garage over there. See if we can't nab a crowbar. We do have our alarm set. Yes, we do. Alright, we'll be notified when it's time to hole up for the night. Yo, I can see that zombie's spine poking out of the back of his neck. That's metal. Okay. Fingers crossed for a crowbar. I'll try to look for the hat. Okay. Don't need those. What is that? Oh, her hair's just white. Alright. Yeah, there must have... Oh, here we go. This hat. Fuck yeah. Now we're some twisted demonic amalgamation of Rick from Walking Dead and Robbie Keane from Cobra Kai. We're Robic. We're Arabic, that's right. Aha! Alright. Let's scout this way. That way. I don't see a car along that road. I also don't really know the lay of the land. Okay, Rusty, if you want a really good tip, specialize as the burglar. And give yourself this ability. Where is it? Gymnast. Okay? What that's going to do is it's going to give you level 3 in Nimble. And Nimble is the speed this, okay? The higher your Nimble skill, the faster you move with your weapon raised. So Nimble helps you to backpedal faster than the zombies. Yeah. Definitely Nimble is the best combat skill. So if you struggle with combat, 2 tips I could give you is get high Nimble, Burglar and Gymnast, and use knives. Like the hunting knife is the best weapon in the game, because unlike this hammer, you see how I slow down when I swing? The knife doesn't have that problem. You don't slow down with the knife when you swing it. So you can literally just walk backwards and keep on swinging against like 15 zombies and your character won't give a shit. It's really useful. High level Nimble and knives. Hunting knives. Alright, we're gonna walk. Try to conserve our energy. Run around these assholes. Yes, Nimble and knives. Oh, that vehicle's in really good condition. Okay, you know what? We have to try to lose the majority of those zombies and try to hotwire that vehicle over there. So they're wandering this way, but I'm not... Okay, I know how to lose them. This is how you lose a bunch of zombies, okay? 1, 2, 3. Hop over the fence. I'll explain why it works that way very shortly. So, the zombies go to your last known location after 3 seconds of not being able to see you. So, you hide in the tree, wait 3 seconds, and then they're going to go to that location. Then you hop the fence, and they won't go over the fence looking for you. But if you just jump the fence, then they saw you go around the fence, and they'll go around there to find you. So just wait 3 seconds within a tree where they can't see you, and then hop the fence. I remember I saw this really useful YouTube video about the mechanics of zombie sight, line of sight, losing zombies, and it detailed that. It detailed that very clearly. Very useful. Alright, let's try to get this. Oh yeah, they heard us. Some of them did. Alright, we'll have to start fighting. Turn around. Let's make sure we're in an open enough area where we don't get flanked. Got it. Got it. So far, so good. We managed to chip away at a bunch of those zombies. And we don't know how many of them hurt us exactly. Alright, let's try this again. No, we don't have time to try it again yet. We have to keep clearing. Yeah, you can do great work with a short blunt weapon, even if you're not specialized. Now, we're gonna sit. We need to rest and remove some of our built-up exhaustion. Sitting is a good way to do that very quickly. Alright. Now, let's try to hotwire this baby again. Son of a bitch. It's just not our day, is it? Mmm. 20 fucking people in here. That definitely exceeded my expectations. I'm a happy boy. I'm glad you're all here, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Shit, okay, so this car is in good conditions, probably got gas, but the battery is dead. So we won't be able to use it. Ooh. Goddamn. Leather gloves. Definitely. Nothing in the first aid kit. Alright, let's just get out of here then. And I'm gonna take off this shirt. Long sleeve t-shirt, because it's warming us up unnecessarily. We don't need that much warm clothing. Alright, let's get moving. Parking lot. Where else to find a car? Although it's empty, shittily enough. Oh, well, there's a car that might work. This one right here. I set the bar really low. Wait. Oh man, I can't read these. Not yet. How do we deal with this? I don't have a knife, so that's the tricky bit right now. I wish I had a way to start a fire. That's pretty good for cleaning up. Maybe I should have grabbed some of those planks that we found before. Alright, what I can do is I can just lure them away and then try to lose them. So let's attract a whole bunch of attention. And then we'll do just that. Alright. Yeah, this is a cakewalk. I did set the bar really low for this series. Mostly so I could, like, show off the mechanics, you know? By the way, you see how there's zombies, like... So say you're trying to fight this horde, right? You see how they're all... There's a horizontal line of zombies in front of you? If you want to break them up and get them in a straight line, then you use a car. Alright, so watch this. Fighting this, very hard. If I swing at one, I'll get grabbed by another. But if I use the car, see that? I created a straight line of zombies that I can now swing at safely. And then you just fucking go to another car, do the same thing all over again. Hello, Cameron. Welcome. Yeah, Zomboid is one of my favorite games of all time. So, look, right? If I swing, I'm very likely to get grabbed here. But I'll simply use the car and watch what happens. I was able to get a couple swings in, but sometimes it works better than others, especially if you have a knife, because that is a very fast weapon where it doesn't slow you down to swing it. Now, that might be a machete right there. I'm going to try to teach you guys how to isolate a zombie and I'm going to try to kill that zombie with the machete. That was luck. He lost us, so he's going to be around the back of the car. More or less. Alright. Hop. Go! Nope. Can't take that risk. We got it. Just like that. Isolating a zombie takes a long time, but you can do it. Now, I'm gonna try to lose these zombies, then we'll double back for that machete and grab it. And who knows, now that we have the machete, maybe we can actually kill these zombies instead of running around. Equip. Oh, shit. Oversight. Alright, we sure as shit can't kill them. We're gonna have to try to find a place to hole up for the night. And we don't have long, we have an hour. Otherwise, everybody is gonna start sprinting. Alright. Uh-oh. I thought that would be a bigger room. Nah! Alright, that's it. Of course I'm a scrawny white boy, dude. Of course I am. Nothing wrong with that, though. And scrawny in appearance. There's a lot of people I know who are very small, but very powerful. Usually it boils down to whether or not somebody has, you know, been in the army, done martial arts, or even just visited the gym a lot. Sometimes a small frame can contain a lot of power. Oh, I cornered myself in a small room. Yeah. Well, you know, in actually Cameron, a lot of people have that effect. I've seen a picture of Glock 9. And when you hear Glock 9, you kind of get this vibe of like a 6'4" Italian who just like, you know, he's always got his baseball bat. He's ready to dominate the room, but he's actually like average dude, average height, average, you know, build and appearance. Like a voice is a very poor measure of who a person actually is and what they look like. Or maybe the voice can articulate, I don't know, a personality, I suppose. But, yeah. Oh, okay. What time are we? 9? That can't be right. Yeah, what time is it, babe? 4:27. Okay, so we've only been at it for about an hour. I'm just really glad it's working. I'm glad that the live stream is actually functioning. Alright, so, we're gonna do something a lot crazier this time. Yeah, it's very true. I mean, how many people are absolute assholes or bitches, even though they might be the most handsome or beautiful person in the room, right? Yeah, I am an average dude. But, I like that about it, because it's average people who have low self-confidence who will benefit most from the health cookies, right? Because you shouldn't need to have good self-esteem to do things that are good for you and to believe that you can have an important fate, help a lot of people, influence a lot of lives in a positive direction. What you look like is society's interpretation of your value, but your actual value is determined largely by how do you treat people, how many fates do you care about improving and helping, and how well do you take care of yourself, right? I'd rather have with me in a room an ugly person who is health conscious and loves their family, tries to help them do better, than a person who's beautiful and shallow. Right? It's just one of those things. So, we're going to do something very stupid for this playthrough. We're just going to do 6 months later in West Point. No, we're going to do 6 months later in Louisville. And central Louisville, where it's the most densely populated, and we're going to see how long I can last for. Yeah, true enough. True enough. It's, the voice is a powerful thing. And I remember when I saw a picture of Glock 9, it was actually in Guns, Nerds, and Steel's video. I saw a picture of Glock 9 and I was like, there's no way that this is the guy that I've been listening to, right? Because you kind of attach your own interpretation of what they must look like to the voice. And it's so weird. It's jarring. You're probably experiencing that same jarring effect right now, right? You see the actual face that the voice is attached to and you're like, that's not what I imagined. Alright. Now it's time to really stretch my legs. This is not going to be boring for even a moment. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Central Louisville in 6 months later, but this is about to get fucking crazy. Oh, that's a good grab. Alright, meat cleaver. Let's crouch right away. We don't want to start pulling too much. So these are the settings that I would play for my own entertainment and satisfaction. What you're about to see is the way that I would play the game if I wanted to entertain myself and I wasn't on camera. And the reason why is because it's the type of difficulty, the type of game mode where your first misstep is your last. There's no way around it. It's like it demands the utmost competence right from the jump. So just walking outside this door... Let's take a look out the window. What is this place? So we're on ground level. We are not on a second story. Let me look out this window. I want you guys to see this. You have a postcard from Glock 9 on your fridge? Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's what's right outside my door. And what's really crazy is that more are going to migrate this way as time passes. So this is how you do it, right? Step outside. Try to get the attention of just a few zombies and then go back in. And then you kill what comes, right? Past time. They walk in. Take him out. That's what I love about these settings, is you have to be this slow. Because if you just go out there and start fighting, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to get rapidly overwhelmed with no means of escape and no recourse. Or your weapon's gonna break, and again, you'll have no recourse. You have to be able to stop fighting when your weapon breaks so that you can keep searching the place you spawned in and try to find another weapon. Alright, so just pull a couple. Try to only pull 2 or 3, no more than that. One's fine. No fucking way. Yeah, it's true. 100%, that's exactly how it is. Alright, let's lead her inside. I kind of want to break those windows so the zombies don't get stuck on them, but that's a lot of noise. I don't know if I can safely make that noise. What I'm curious about is... bald bullet head. Bald bullet head. What did you mean when you said I set the bar very low? Is that like the difficulty settings I was playing on? Is this more like your element? Is this what you want to see? Is insane population Central Louisville? I figured you look approximately as you do. Thanks, I think. Alright. We've pulled one over there. Is he pulled or is he just shambling? Alright, we definitely have our couple. Yeah, we gotta break those fucking windows. I hope we don't pull too many, but we'll see. You know what? We'll try to push them over so we can conserve the durability of our weapon. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'm gonna do that to the other window too. In the hopes that we can just stop them from getting stuck on the windows from now on. That guy's coming. Ugh. More food. Although we're not gonna need that for a while. Alright, where is this guy? Alright, he walked over there. Yeah, we gotta try to pull just a few. You really don't want to pull too many. Okay, we pulled him. Let's run around. Alright, we have a decent little horde now. We have to head back in. Yeah, I've had the same thing happen. They nerfed that recently, Danzig, where if you stomp too many zombies, your shoes will wear out, they'll lose their durability very rapidly. And then the next time you stomp, you'll end up with a cut on your foot. And then you'll be gimped for the rest of the day. Nice, okay, that was ideal. As you can see, we got a nice little corpse pile showing up here, but, okay. I probably spawned with a key to this building, I'd imagine. Yeah, so we can lock that door at night. But what we need right now is a watch so that we're going to be notified when they start sprinting, which thus far we have not been fortunate enough to find. So we're going to have to hold out hope for that. Oh, my next series? For the past 2 days, I have been recording another attempt at Metropolis. So if you liked my 7 Days to Die Metropolis series, I'm redoing that, except this time I'm basing up in a tier 5 skyscraper in the heart of the city. And it's been a wild fucking ride. Wild. What I did was I practiced. So I logged into the game and I set it to, you know, nightmare speed zombies at night plus nightmare speed ferals. And I fast forwarded to nighttime. And what I wanted to do was practice outrunning and losing the zombies if they started pursuing me. And I managed to go from the southern part of the city to the northern part of the city and back 3 times. So I got really good at losing pursuits. You know, Dying Light-esque. You know, Kyle Crane outrunning the volatiles type shit. I practiced that. What I learned, actually, is that if you're being chased by a nightmare speed biker, for example, you know how fast they are. If you're being chased by them, you have to run northwest, southwest, northeast, or southeast in order to outrun them. If you're running in a cardinal compass direction, like north, south, east, and west, they will outpace you and catch you. But if you run diagonally, they do that thing where they kind of rotate so that they align with the game's grid, and that will actually slow down their movement so that you can outrun any nightmare speed zombie. You just have to run diagonally on the compass. It works really well. Oh, fuck. You see that? You see that fucking horde around that car? All those guys over there? Yeah, this is more like my difficulty right here. But what's funny is once we wake up tomorrow after sleeping, we're basically gonna have... Oh, fuck. I need a way to tell the time. Once we wake up tomorrow after sleeping, a whole bunch of zombies will have, like, migrated basically to our front door. It sucks, because you start out with that safe little bubble, but it goes away very quickly. Yeah, we need to try to find a clock. Let's close that window. I will take whatever watch I can get. I don't even care if it's like a little alarm clock, right? Let's go check upstairs. Nothing. Nothing. A lot of food. A lot of food. Wait. Nothing. Once I get away to tell time, I'll feel way safer. That's outside. We don't want to go through that door. In fact, we're going to want to make sure it's locked sooner than later. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, they heard us. They're trying to get in. And I don't know how many it is, either. This is wonderfully shitty. Alright. Yeah, I don't want it to ruin the diagonal escape method. Now, technically, you can outpace a nightmare speed zombie if you're running in a cardinal compass direction, but you can't outrun them. So if you're running diagonally, you'll actually manage to get so far away that they'll stop pursuing you. But if you don't do that, you have to, like, have frames on your belt so that you can pole up to a building, like on the wall, and then, you know, they run around, their pathing changes, they try to find another path to you. I don't like this, dude. Alright, let's go upstairs. I wish I knew what time it was. Yeah, a lot of surviving in the Metropolis is just, having frames on your belt so that you can hop up on a wall and redirect the zombies. There we go. Alright, we have an alarm clock, and the alarm is not set. It's rudimentary, but it'll serve the purpose that we need it to. Don't suppose I could find a bottle for staying hydrated? Oh, fuck. Alright. This is bad. I don't know how many that is. All we can do is go down and take a look, so... Lock that. Holy shit, dude. Alright. This bites. Alright, let's try to leverage this for maximum advantage. We got more. We have to hope we don't get flanked. Big time. Alright, knocked them over. Knocked him over. Knocked him over. Come on. Holy shit. Yeah, this is intense, eh? Holy fuck. They're on this... Did that guy just fall from the roof? Okay, so they spawned in the neighboring building. And they're just coming across the alley, pretty much. Uh-oh. Alright, we have been overrun here. Let's try to lose these guys. Oh, this sucks. Alright, some of them might follow us up here. Let's attach that to our back. We're gonna sit for a moment. Try to make sure our fatigue is a non-issue. Yes, always have frames on your hotbar. They are your friend. That's what you gotta do, because even in daylight hours, when you're in the Metropolis, there's a high likelihood of ferals, nightmare speed ferals at that, so... Yeah, it's requisite. They're beating on that door. Oh, fuck. Alright, we're gonna let them in. More incoming. Killed that one. Oh! Oh my god, it stomped. I didn't want it to stomp. That's why the auto-targeting is really dangerous. Okay. Rip. Let's hope it's just ripping the shirt and not rest in peace, right? Alright, that's a wound on our head. Okay, see, we have officially pretty much lost control of the situation. It happens quick, but we'll see what we can do. We still have time before they start to sprint. Holy shit. Hey, there's a hunting knife on that guy. We need that. Big time. Keep on backpedaling. Keep going. Now run. Yeah, this is bad. Alright. We can probably lose these. Probably. I mean, the thing is, it's a multi-story apartment building, so we could run up the stairs and they would lose us. And we could spend the night very high upstairs, you know? I need that hunting knife. Where is it? I see it. Blue cap guy. We need to kill blue hat guy over there. Oh my god. Yeah, this got out of hand quick. There we go, pulling another horde. Alright. Yeah, this is a very tall building. Let's lock that door, slow them down. And we can at least lose what's oh my god. Lose some of what's pursuing us, perhaps. Oh shit. Alright. Keep going, keep going. Oh, buddy. Alright, we might be able to get out of this. We just have to go all the way to the top and hope that that's enough line of sight breakage. So now, they no longer know where we are. We come in here. We close the door, and we tuck ourselves away in a corner. And provided I have the right idea about the pathing, they won't know where we've gone. But I don't have painkillers, so if we're still in pain, I'll have to get super drunk in order to sleep, and I need a chair. Please don't come in here. If I start fighting now and make noise, they're definitely gonna find out where we are. Alright. There. So we have water in the bathroom. We have a chair to sleep on. And I can get drunk for the pain killing. And I can take a little break. Yeah, I have learned a lot about stealth. You can avoid detection, especially at night, actually. You're right, Cameron, that at night, if you're crouched, it's extremely difficult for zombies to see you. So difficult, in fact, that you can crouch right up to a feral and aim for a headshot with the bow. Ugh. I didn't fast today. I didn't take a cold shower. I didn't do fuck all. I had lunch, which I almost never do. Yeah, I'm gassy. Anyway, it seems like we did lose the zombies, but now we have to worry about what it's gonna look like down there first thing in the morning. Okay, we've unlocked large portions of the map. There. Alright, so let's pass time. Yeah, you pretty much have to be willing to run away and play the coward for a bit. Get to a safe place, hole up, pass time, let them do their thing, and hopefully they'll be more or less dissipated by the morning. You know, hopefully. There's no way to know till we step out there. Alright, we can sleep now, provided, yeah, we're not in too much pain. We're gonna want to drink. And we have enough calories to sleep. We don't need any. Alright, we couldn't sleep through the whole night, but we got some Z's. At least they're not sprinting anymore. Now we're gonna eat to boost our combat effectiveness a little bit. Oh, and let's check on our head. See if it's infected or not. No, it's fully healed. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we can't find another weapon before we step back into the breach. Well, I doubt we're gonna fight with a comic book. Alright. No way to it but through it, right? Adhesive tape. If we need that for an emergency repair, we have it. It won't do much, but it's something. Now, what I'm worried about is that once I start fighting, we're just going to be heard by every zombie, and they're going to start flooding upstairs, which is certainly a possibility. That's why I want to make sure that we are well armed before we start fighting, if I can. Yeah. 2 meat cleavers. We can get some use out of that. We'll eat that canned tuna soon. Wait, what's that? Disinfectant. Take the corned beef and the sardines. Alright, well, we are better equipped now. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah, we're not fighting by the stairs. Screw that. Let's back up. Oh, shit. Can't get myself cornered if I can avoid it. Alright, a lot of them jumped downstairs, but this is pretty bad. Like, I wonder if the roof is a more open space. We should go check, just to be sure. It might be a far better fighting position. Yeah, I'd say this will work a lot better if we have to actually fight for a long period of time. Only thing that sucks is I don't have a water bottle, right? I don't have a good source of drinks, and these meat cleavers are already damaged. Oh, okay, we can drink wine to satisfy our thirst requirements. Alright, let's make some noise, get their attention. Look at all those. Look at all those fucking zombies over there, eh? Insanity. Okay. Now it sounds like the zombies inside don't hear us when we're fighting outside. But I need to get some zombies up here. There we go. Alright. Oh, holy shit. Oh. That's a lot. Critical hit. Alright, first weapon's busted. Let's attach the other. What the fuck? You keep doing whatever you're doing. Now that we're in a more or less open space, I might be able to fight okay, but we'll have to see. Still making a lot of noise and attracting a lot of new zombies every second, so... Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a lot of shit. This is a big ask. Oh, yeah. And more keep coming, you see that? You think it's bad, and then more show up and it gets worse. And there's no way in hell that I'm getting back downstairs. I don't know, buddy. I don't think a cologne change is gonna get me out of this one. Oh, fuck. Okay. That's a hunting knife. Hey, that's the guy! That's the hunting knife guy. And suddenly I feel like the hunting knife isn't gonna save me like I thought it would earlier. Now, if we can get all the zombies up here on the roof, then I suppose at the very least we could run downstairs, try to escape. Let's get drunk. Yeah. This is fine. It's just another day in Louisville. Central Louisville, on insane pop settings. Okay. Come on, join the party. Crowbar. We couldn't kill this many zombies, though. We'd get exhausted, thirsty. We'd run out of resources, both physical and tangible. The exhaustion is usually the first thing that gets you. We don't have enough hunting knives to take down a horde of this size. As long as there's new zombies coming up that staircase, I can't stop. I really wish we could make a Molotov. Really wish we had some whiskey or gasoline, right? I'll try to get out of this one. Patience, right? I'll just keep walking in circles and I'll hope that all the zombies from around just come up here. In fact, let's scream and get as much attention up here as we can. Hey, they jumped down. Do you think that they might become crawlers if I get enough of them to jump down the railing? I don't know. It's anybody's guess. If they did become crawlers and like break their legs and shit, I hope the roof doesn't fall through. I don't know if I should be having them jump down because I don't know if it's actually hurting them. I don't think it does. It would be nice if it crippled them. I suppose if we see a bunch of zombies crawl up here, then we'll know, but I'm gonna stay away from the railing and try to make sure that they don't fall down. Another day in paradise. Can we repair on the move? We can't repair a meat cleaver anyway. How long has it been since another zombie came up the stairs? It's not often that we do an entire loop and don't see one. There's more. Let's keep screaming. Get some more attention. Lizzo's G-string. That's gross. What do you say, guys? Do we try to run down the stairs, or do we wait a little bit longer? There's so many zombies following us that new zombies aren't starting to follow us. We may just have to try to make a break down the stairs. Alright, let's go for it then. We got this. Bro, I've done this 1,000 times. We're fine. We're fine. There's nothing. They've got nothing. You see this? I'm a ninja. They can't... Okay. Okay, they got lucky. Oh, look at that. Of course we're still alive. This is me we're talking about. So we're just gonna fucking run over here. Gonna open that. We're gonna jump down. Tis but a sprain. I can walk this off. It's fine. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like making cloth duct tape armor is probably the best thing you can do in like a zombie apocalypse. That roof is holding more weight than Lizzo's G-string? Dude. You're gonna get me cancelled. And I am all for it. We're fat phobic, gang. It's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end. Yeah. Alright, but that is a fun setting to play on. That's a very high bar. Extraordinarily difficult. Really good. So, if you guys want, we could try to play a different game. But I'm not sure about something. I don't know if I can live stream in 4K. So that's like an entire different test that we'd have to do. Right? I downgraded my resolution on my desktop to 1080p because Zomboid is not 4K compatible. So, yeah. Yeah, true enough, Lee. True enough. Yeah. Well, it is very true that typically when someone is obese, it denotes a health problem. And denying it in fat acceptance is not going to solve the problem, right? So, one of two things is true. A, there is no biological there's no biological reason why they're fat. It's psychological, and they're just excessively eating because they're running away from something like some sort of pain or trauma or addiction, right? Or they have like an intolerance to like a lot of people are intolerant to wheat. It adds way more weight on them than they want. Like, it's never I'm supposed to be fat, right? That's never the case. You're never supposed to be fat. It's always a byproduct of a health problem, always. And typically it's because people are addicted to processed food, or it's because they have a psychological problem that promotes that addiction, or they have a genetic biological intolerance to ingredients, which causes rapid onset of weight, right? I personally feel like no one in this fucking world should be eating refined, enriched wheat. You know, it's just so dangerous. And we have, what is it? I think the United States has like an 80% obesity rate, and it's because we keep on just jamming ourselves full of refined carbohydrates every day. And none of us are adapted to fat burning. Instead, we are we just constantly keep filling our storage, and we never fast enough to deplete it and consume our reserves, right? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day if you skip it. You should always skip breakfast and fast, but a lot of people don't know that. And fat acceptance, I feel, is a byproduct of a culture where we care more about feeling good than doing good. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to tell someone that it's okay to be fat than it is to tell them that they have control of their fate. And yeah, there is a lack of healthy eating information. 16 to 36, eh? I heard theories about type 2 diabetes, adult onset type 2 diabetes. Apparently, if you have type 2 adult onset diabetes, you can cure it and get off of insulin injections through ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Apparently, it's a thing. Yeah. You had to lose 80 pounds to get healthy. Yeah, yeah, true enough. Yeah, yeah. 100%. You definitely belong. This is certainly your crew. Right on. It takes extraordinary will and character to just seize control of yourself like that and stop the spiral, you know? Respect. So, alright, we're gonna spawn an Aubadon. The Aubadon spawn is the most realistically feasible one, because there's actually a mall near the spawn, and sometimes if you spawn in it, it starts out completely empty. Yeah, same here, Cameron. I can eat whatever I want, and I won't gain a pound. But when I was a kid, that was actually a tremendous disservice to my mental health. Because, like, outwardly, there was no sign that I was unhealthy, but inwardly, mentally, I was fucked, right? I was one of those kids where my lunch was like a pizza pocket and a ham and cheese sandwich. And I'm not talking real cheese, I'm talking like American cheese, like the Kraft slices, cheese and mayonnaise sandwiches, and maybe a soda, right? I was the poster boy for depopulation efforts through processed food, let me tell you. And that's why even thin guys like us, we gotta watch what we eat and we gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta fast regularly. Yeah. I remember my grandfather, he's deceased now, passed away to cancer. He was very thin up until his late 20s, and then he started to become huge. And by the time of his death, he was morbidly obese. He was enormous, right? And that's what happens after a lifetime of dietary apathy. It just slowly builds up, and it doesn't matter what your genetics are past a certain point, right? Anybody, you make anybody live off McDonald's for like a year, they're getting a heart attack and dying, right? It's like the timeline varies, but the consequence of apathy is always the same. All right, I know where we are. If we head that way, over in this direction, we'll get to a large mall where we can get very powerful, a shitload of baseball bats, a lot of nails, hammers, good stuff. But since we didn't spawn in that mall, there might be a lot of zombies. It's hard to say at first. I suppose what we could try to do first is locate a suitable car. But it looks like all of these are in a state of significant disrepair. Yeah, well, we try to be kind because you're not one of those people who's just an abject denial of the duty we have to ourselves, right? You're the kind of person I'd like to have around. There's a lot of people where they're like, oh my god, you're fat shaming me because I choose to not regulate my own habits. You're not that kind of person. You're health conscious. And health consciousness denotes strong mental energy. Like you think about your life, you think about your impact on others, you take care of yourself, which is a reflection of your ability to take care of others. I would not trust any woman to be a mother, a good mother, if she did not take care of herself first. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you're always going to fall short trying to take care of others. Which may be a controversial thing to say in some circles, but we kind of know instinctively that it's a universal rule, right? If you can take good care of yourself, then you're well equipped to take good care of other people. And I definitely see you have that quality, Lee. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, Albadon has a very forgiving population. Oh god, right. I forgot to set it to insane population settings. Alright, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to restart that spawn, but we're going to restart it with insane population and hope that we spawn within the mall. I once had like a 4-month playthrough in that mall on insane population settings, and it was so fucking fun. Alright, quiet apocalypse, insane population. Yeah, 4.0 population multiplier. Alright. Yeah, the American cheese, the silent killer. Yeah, an addiction to food is a real thing. It really is. It's funny because everything with a lack of moderation can be dangerous. I've seen people where they look down on drug addicts, but they drink like 2 pots of coffee every day. And if you try to tell them coffee's a drug and that they're abusing it much to their detriment, right? There's it's like doublethink, Orwellian doublethink. Like they'll believe something is true, but only insofar as you can't apply the same logic to them and their own habits. Yeah, food addiction is a huge thing. I used to work at a grocery store at a local co-op, and my God, it almost every worker there had obesity, significant obesity. And the thing is, they were like, there'd be a deal where you'd get extra points for buying these chocolate bars or whatever, or these chips. So they'd buy a shitload of the chocolate bars and chips to get the points, and then what would they spend the points on? More chocolate bars and chips. And there were certain customers even in the line where I would tell them, oh, I'm fasting, right? It would just come up organically. And they'd give me a confused look as though I was killing myself, right? As though fasting was this dangerous thing that I shouldn't be doing because it's a disservice to my health. But that's the crazy part about what we're taught in North America. It's what is it? Large corporations and food, conglomerates, they pay for advertising that supports the narrative that you're supposed to eat a lot, eat a diversity of food, eat all the time. The food pyramid that was released, it couldn't have been deadlier even if it was their intention to make it deadlier. They released a food pyramid that was so extraordinarily dangerous, which I think led to the obesity epidemic that we have today. And it just goes to show you that if somebody can profit from it, they will lie to you, sicken you, and even kill you and your entire family to boost their profits. It's a damn scary world, right? It's the same effect in principle to assassinating everybody who invented infinite energy, like Tesla, right? Of course they're gonna put 2 bullets in the back of every Nikola Tesla's head because oil companies want their profits preserved. They don't care what the long-term ramifications are against humanity itself. They just want to keep lining their pockets at the expense of everybody else's quality of life. Yeah. 18 months, Jesus. Yeah, that's insane. When we quit fucking sugar, sugar is one of the hardest things to quit. Hands down it is, and we don't really notice it. It's as powerfully addictive as cocaine is. Like opiates, I'm pretty sure it's, nobody ever ranks it that high, though. Nobody ever thinks to. They always go, oh, the hardest things to quit are alcohol, cigarettes, cocaine, heroin. Sugar is definitely in the top 3. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this obesity epidemic, right? Proof is in the pudding, but nobody wants to talk about it. It's crazy. Yeah, I feel like if I was gonna do any diet, probably, what is it, pescatarian? Because fish is so healthy. I mean, obviously we can talk about mercury content in certain fish like tuna, but, I mean, salmon? Fuck, I could eat salmon every day. Happily. Yeah. Alright. Well, let's step out. We found some shit that we can use as a weapon. And I'm gonna try to get to the mall. It's actually not far from here. We're in a hardware store at the end of this strip mall. If we want to get to the mall, we have to go this way and cross the street right here. Yeah, good for you guys, honestly. I feel like I'm attracting the right crowd if you guys are thinking in those terms. Now I saw a duffel bag back here, and I'd like to try to get it, but if too many zombies show up, I can't really do much. So we're gonna try to create opportunities to just attack duffel bag guy. Right now we have a chance. Boom. Turn around, keep walking. We can break up the zombies using this picnic table. Serves the same function as a car in that way. Oh yes. You see how they're all lined up and I'm getting all these swings in a row? That's thanks to the coffee, the picnic table over here. Let's do it again. Alright, and then they all get fished through the filter, and now they're all lined up again. See that? You can do the same thing with a car. It's really useful. Alright, now we just double back and do the same thing. We try to walk as much as we can, give ourselves a breather, because this metal pipe is going to tire us out quite a bit. And we have to think about our exhaustion while we fight. Once we get exhausted, we're kind of, you know, more or less fucked. But there are ways that you can rest even in the middle of a big fight, if you know how, if you know what you're doing. Backpedaling this way. Alright. We might get thirsty though. Gotta be ready for that. As you can see, this really isn't so bad. A horde of this size, we can deal with. Albadon is a region of Louisville with, like, I would say the perfect amount of spawning on insane difficulty. Enough to challenge you, but not enough to just overwhelm you in a completely despairing way. We're whittling them down. Well enough. And then we'll have that duffel bag and probably a watch. We just gotta keep an eye on the time. They will start sprinting. That guy's got a hunting knife lodged in his belly. Oh. Is that a hunting knife? That's a wooden stake right there. I wonder if the other guy had a hunting knife. We'll check. Oh yeah, that was nice. Now for the other one. Alright, we've attracted a few more, but I think we're actually going to come out of this fight on top. Oh. There it is. Alright, we are exhausted. So, as you can see, it immediately went away. Now, what we're going to do... we can outpace the horde just by walking. Okay, we can't... oh yeah, we can. Okay, rest, sit on ground. We're getting our exhaustion back at double the rate. Now we get up, keep moving. Bunch them all up, get them in a group, and we're just gonna keep doing loops around and resting using the bench and sitting down. If you right-click the bench and go to rest, and then you also sit on the ground afterward, it doubles the rate at which you recover from exhaustion. Although I'm not going to sit down right now just because the zombies are so close. I can't wait to hang on. I'm going to take a pause break and just keep up. Coffee is the nectar of the gods. I am the connoisseur of all of your favorite zombie games. Well, right on. 7 Days, State of Decay 2, Project Zomboid. Creme de la creme, buddy. Yeah, EU has been decent about banning sketchy chemicals. They were among the first to ban, like, I think EPA for food-based packaging. What is it? BPA. They banned BPA long before the United States did, and that yoga mat chemical from Subway's bread. Like, there's examples, but they have selective depopulation methods, certainly. Food coloring? Yeah, and also fluoride. A lot of European countries fluoridate their water, which, little fun trivia, water fluoridation didn't start until after 1945. Why? Because Hitler used it on the Germans as a way to keep the population docile and complacent. And after that, the rest of the world realized how useful it was for keeping populations in line. Now it's a mainstream practice. That's also why they add it to toothpaste. We use toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it. And another important thing to remember is that uh, dental fluorosis is the yellowing of the teeth, and it's caused by excessive fluoride intake. Over 70% of Americans in the United States have dental fluorosis. So it's very clear that we're being over fluoridated, but that's why the US has such a docile population and why it's like we never quite seem to overthrow our government no matter how much corruption they exhibit, right? It's because the fluoride's working. That plus the processed food plus the instant gratification, pleasure-seeking nature of our culture, right? It all comes together in a hodgepodge of we're fucked, you know? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're right, Cameron. I agree 100% too. Only way to rebel is to just take care of yourself. Yeah. And don't define yourself by the expectations or standards of others, because most people are. Well, I like to conceptualize it in a devil and God way. It's just easier that way. This world is an evil place with a lot of pain and suffering. It's beautiful, but the world we live in is not the world as it was. The world we live in is like Satan's playground, right? Society, civilization, depopulation, debt slavery, or wage slavery, right? Nobody is exempt from having all of their goodwill and good nature siphoned by the society we live in. So you really do have to reject what is and embrace what could be and strive to become your best self against the tide of the world's efforts, society's efforts to bring about your worst self. I was born in 92, so I think I'm 32 at this point. 92 kid. Ah, Nietzsche. Yeah. I really like a lot of his work. The one thing he said that really stood out to me growing up was what is it? It's like do not gaze long into the abyss because it gazes back into you. And I've always kind of likened that to looking under the microscope at the way the world works. Like, don't spend too much time looking at the ugly nature of mankind and society, or else over time it will erode your constitution. You'll develop more anxiety, more depression. You'll feel fearful instead of faithful. And like, so don't gaze too long into the abyss because it stares back into you and becomes you. Yeah. It's always how I interpreted it. All right. Thank you very much, Cameron. Hope to see you back soon. Enjoy your walk and ramble on, my friend. Yeah. It's a mad world. All right, let's finish this off. Still got quite a lot. I wish we had a drink. There is a Gigamart right here, technically. Yeah, that was a stake, not a hunting knife, sadly. Alright, I'm gonna have to do another roundabout rest attempt. Spend a little... Rest, sit. Alright, we are fully rested now. We don't have to worry about exhaustion for a little bit. Move around. Alright. Oh shit, we pulled one. I wish we had a hunting knife. That'd be clutch right now. Remember when clutch was just a part of a vehicle? Playing is weird. I do hope we stop pulling new zombies soon. Because we are racing against two clocks right now. The clock of thirst and the clock of sprinting zombies. So the longer this takes us, the worse it gets. On both accounts. And if I had a hunting knife, this would all be done already. That's one. Oh shit. Oh, almost lost it. I think it's just cloudy. I don't think that's actually nighttime coming. But the ambient brightness did get a little lower. Hopefully we still got time to really finish off this horde. Holy shit. Okay, still not exhausted yet. We're doing alright on fatigue rating. Another one down. Just keep it up. Oh, buddy. Okay. We're gonna have to use the picnic table again. Oh, beautiful. 3 kills. 4, 5. Hey, look at that. We're moist. That's hot. Alright, another one down. This is it. We're coming to the end of this massive horde. Oh, Jesus. Alright, that's it for that weapon. I don't want to, but we're gonna have to use the axe, just to finish them off. Alright, we're getting exhausted. I don't want to waste too much durability on this axe, so we're gonna just get a little bit of rest here. Sit. Get up. She might be wearing a bulletproof vest, so I don't want to damage this zombie with the axe. Alright, we are free to start looting. No bulletproof vest, but we do have a new weapon we can use. Now, first things first, let's find a watch. We need to know what time it is. Alright, we still have time. It's only 3 p.m. and they don't start sprinting till 8 p.m. Alright. Yeah, that's the one, Lee. That's the one. Yeah. And it happens so often where you get to see it exemplified in, you know, it's the notion of like a Jedi going to the dark side, right? Darth Vader. You spend so much time fighting monsters that you become one. Supernatural, the TV show Supernatural with Sam and Dean Winchester, very heavy themes of that. I mean, you could liken it to Sam with the demon blood, Dean becoming a demon himself. It's like Mark of Cain. You spend so much time fighting monsters, even in the early seasons, where like they were coping with what happened to John, right? It's Dean became pretty dark in his own way. He became ruthless, fell in with that vampire hunter named Gordon, right? I love that expression of Nietzsche's, and I think it's something that a lot of people should keep in the forefront of their perspective in a lot of realms of human endeavor. Oh, hello, Stephen. Well, it's good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, I hope to see you again, maybe in like a future live stream. That fella brought you a gun, and we are never gonna shoot it because in Louisville, if you shoot a gun on insane population settings, RIP. Alright. We finally have our watch, and look at that, it's actually set for the right time already. 1900 hours. Don't even have to set it. Now, I don't suppose I was fortunate enough to find a hunting knife, right? I checked this guy over here. Sadly, it was a stake, not a hunting knife. And I know there was another stake over here. We'll take that watch for our 8 a.m. Okay. Alright, I think I'm satisfied with the amount of looting here. Let's head inside the Gigamart. We can base up in there for the night. Gonna be plenty of food. New clothing. None of them have any meds. Yeah, it's tempting. And normally, in a normal playthrough, I would at least unload the guns and collect the ammo. But I don't know the longevity of this series. However, it is possible that every weekend we could just do another live stream like this and keep the series going. So if I end up living, you know, I'll treat this like a playthrough that I want to keep going. And then maybe we will keep it going in the future. Alright, deposit the revolver. I won't keep the guns for now, but we will keep the ammunition. And now that we found this nightstick, we can keep on killing zombies. Oh, right. Let's make sure we're well rested first. At least pass a little bit of time sitting down. Doors are locked. Okay, we have some resistance in here, but really not that much. Probably the first priority of ours should be to find a drink. Let's go to the bathroom. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh, come on, come to this one. Alright, those ones we can just kill the other way. Got one free kill. Nice! Well, that sucks, but we killed a lot of those on easy shit. Alright. Holy shit. Sneaky fucker. That's why you never just run through a door, right? Alright. Take a drink, and we are good to go. Now, all I want to do is have this Gigamart cleared before nightfall. We accomplish that, and I'll feel pretty safe. And I also need a flashlight, which I now have, and whatever food we can get our hands on. Brown sugar, we can eat it on its own. Holy shit! Nice! Just in time. Although this is... oh wow. Alright, well, you know what? The baton is a really good weapon. The durability won't last forever, but while we have it, we can easily backpedal these zombies with it. And we can use the shelving units to keep them walking toward us in a straight line instead of having them cluster up and overwhelm us. Alright. Just like that. Around. Okay. Well, we did a good job of clearing this place out for nightfall. Military boots, I'll wear those right now. Alright. Now, let's grab the meat cleaver that we found on this shelf over here while we have a chance. One of these had a meat cleaver. There we go. Alright, Louisville map, we'll read that. Unlock a portion on our in-game map. Okay, we have some food here. We'll take the candy. Alright, we're good now on food. I would like to find a bottle, though, if I can. And we don't have long before nightfall, so... Let's haul ass. Bottle. Oh, we got soda. It's not nothing. Cereal. Very calorie-dense food. We can use it to manage our weight. Same with chips. And we finally have bottles for water collection. Now, let's figure out where we're sleeping inside the tent tonight. Oh, Mike, we're playing on settings where the power is shut down right from the start, and it's 6 months later. So all the perishable food has long since spoiled. That's why I'm not searching the fridges and freezers. So we take a look over here. See, that muffin is rotten, right? And none of the fridges have power. Alright. Oh, yes, right. We have to figure out where we're sleeping tonight. So let's attach this to belt right. Get rid of these shoes. We don't need them. We're no longer encumbered. Kitchen knife. Oh, there's a lot of shit in here. Alright, we have an hour and a half to try and get this place sleep ready. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, first order of business. This place does have an upstairs, I think. It has, like, administrative offices, so we're gonna pick up one of these lazy boy chairs. Right there. Okay, and we're gonna go to the offices and place that chair down. We'll try to outrun and lose the zombies, but we have 1 hour. I did have a day job, but I got fired. I used to work, like I said, at a local co-op, but get this, alright? I will explain to you the exact circumstances that led to my firing. Oh! In a moment. Alright, the administrative offices are up. We have to go this way. Yes. Alright. Okay, crouch. Alright, let's place the chair so we can rest. Sit on ground, pass time. Alright, we're good. So this is what happened, right? When you clock out of that job, they told me, supervisors told me, make sure you wait until quarter after or 45 minutes after, or else you won't get paid for the previous pay period, right? A lot of workplaces are like that. People just stand around the clock waiting to punch out for when the pay period, they pass that minute mark, right? And so I even had supervisors, we would be closing the store, and they would say, okay, go clock out my card and yours, but just wait until 15 minutes after, or else I'll have to talk to the accounting lady to adjust our pay, right? But I got fired for doing that during a shelf stocking shift. No warning, no whatever the hell, right? So something my supervisors told me to do, which I also did for them on a couple of occasions, not just one, I got fired for. Now, personally, I think that the boss just had it out for me. But, I mean, it doesn't matter, because, you know, thanks to that, I was actually able to pursue the YouTube channel with more dedication. And while I worked at the co-op, I was able to save up money for two things, right? One was a plane ticket for Susanna to fly to Czech for Christmas to visit her family. upcoming, right? And the other thing was I bought her a PlayStation 5. So it was worth it. The job was worth it. And I learned a lot from having it. And I don't regret having it, nor do I regret getting fired, however shady the circumstances of my firing were. I'm happy it worked out the way it did, because now I get to be here. Exactly. Screw you guys, I'm gonna play video games for a living. And to tell you the truth, I was only working casual hours, I wasn't full-time. It was, at most, I had like 15 hours per week, right? I will very quickly, probably, be able to out-earn what I was making at the co-op through the channel. I just have to reach about 1,000 subs before I can have ads on the videos, but don't worry, I'm not going to go overboard with the ads. Even if I do an hour-long video, at most, there's going to be 2 ads throughout the duration, and I don't want them to be like 30 seconds. I'm going to see if I can choose 5 seconds and then you can skip. I don't ever want it to be like overbearing. I hate the way that they have conducted ads on YouTube. It's gotten out of fucking hand lately. It's like, it's as though you're watching TV and there's like a fucking 40-second commercial break on some of them. It's outrageous. And they give you more money for it, sure. But the inconvenience is taken on the chin by everybody who watches your shit. I don't like that. I'd rather make my money through like sponsorships, Patreon, YouTube memberships, and if I can, one day, I'm just gonna fucking remove ads from my videos altogether. Alright, so we're gonna pass time again, typically until midnight, and then we're gonna sleep. Maybe 1 in the morning would be better, because since we can sleep on this chair, we're gonna have a pretty comfortable sleep. Yeah, she's my wife. Zuzana, yeah. She's from Czech Republic indeed. She had a lot of really funny, we call them Zoozisms when because English wasn't her first language, right? She learned it. And she would say really funny things like, you know the expression, I'm just pulling your leg? I swear to God, she once said to me, I'm just pulling your shoe. Right? Or there's other differences too, where she, instead of saying your eyes are bigger than your stomach, she'll say your eyes are bigger than your mouth. Like these tiny little variations that just don't quite translate the same, you know? Oh, and one time, she said catastrophe instead of catastrophe. That's one of my personal favorites. But, in the end, she knows 2 languages, right? So, I can poke fun. You know, I can have my little jabs, but in the end, she knows 2 languages, and that's a hell of a lot better than my one. And it takes a lot of brain power to learn a second language. Alright. We'll equip this watch to our left wrist, and like I said, if I manage to survive for a while, then we'll just pick up where we left off on the next stream, right? I'll probably try to do a few hours stream every weekend to just shoot the shit and chill. Alright, let's set this alarm for 8 in the morning. And that'll be our cue to step outside, because the zombies will no longer be sprinters. Alright, let's make sure we've read these. Give us a lay of the land. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but when you read these maps, it actually unlocks part of the world map for you, like a large square of it. See? Very useful. So, this is the Gigamart. I think this is the mall right here. That's where I want to get to, is this stretch right here. So it's directly across the street. And that mall is a great place to live. This whole area is called Aubadon. It's like a neighborhood within Louisville, but the population, even on Insane, is very forgiving. Sometimes you spawn inside that mall, and it makes for a really healthy challenge of a playthrough. Yeah. We'll be able to fight our way in there. It might just take a little while longer. English is a mess of a language. Yeah, there's rules that just don't make sense. I before E, except after C, except for this word, this word, this word, and a dozen others, right? What do we have to ask her? Hello, me the wife. Alrighty. Almost time. Oh. There's our morning alarm. Alright, guys, I think once we get to the next in-game night, that's probably when I'm gonna call the live stream. But I'd say as far as a test goes, this was pretty successful. I got some regulars, recognized some names. Alright, swing. Good shot. And I'm really glad that we actually got to have a rapport and get to know each other better. A lot of you have values that are in alignment with our own, and that's important, you know? And if I get cancelled one day, we'll be cancelled together. Alright. We are severely depressed. 80% less happy. Alright, that's cool. It's whatever. So, we need to shed some weight. We don't need these maps. Hey, wait. Oh, I remember now. One of those guys in the horde outside had a duffel bag. And the whole reason we started fighting that horde was to grab the duffel. So we're gonna have to go back and look for that. 100%. I hear a watch going off somewhere. Alright, that's it for the baton. That's a lot of shit. We'll be okay. Alright. I don't want to leave these on the ground because I'm pretty sure they'll never despawn. I'd rather put these maps on a zombie corpse so that they're not just, you know, eating up the game's memory. That's a lot of shit, man. Alright, let's lead them upstairs, fight them from a position of advantage. Hey, duffel bag delivery. Looks like we don't have to grab the other one. Unless we wanted an offhand bag, which is an option. Alright. That will be significantly less encumbered at all times. Okay. Let's just grab a bunch, lead them upstairs. We know up here, at least, we have the luxury of knowing there's no zombies behind us. And this isn't a amount of zombies that I can't handle. This is pretty straightforward. Annotated map. Let's take the opportunity and transfer stuff. And we might want to craft some bandages too while we have time. Long sleeve t-shirt. Alright. Favorite those. Keep a water bottle out of our pack. Both would be better. Okay. Now let's just sit, make sure we're well rested. And let's make sure we have another weapon ready. Kind of limited options, but we'll equip the axe. Oh. Better watch that door. Alright. We'll loot them after. Okay, for the first time it finally sounds quiet. And look at that, antidepressants. I am happy again. Alright. I hear something, footsteps. Probably outside. Let's take one of these. Happy pills. Matches. We could use the battery from this walkie-talkie as a backup for our flashlight. Alright, let's go grab that other duffel bag. I think there was one. Oh. Take the screwdriver. You'd be surprised, honestly. Screwdrivers have the same effective mobility that a hunting knife does. So you can actually rely on the hunting knife and the screwdriver. If you have like 13 screwdrivers in your bag, you can kill a pretty frickin' large horde with that, you know? It's very effective, surprisingly. Don't see that duffel bag yet. Oh, there it is. Alright. Equip secondary. And we don't need that pen. Alright. Weird beige neighbors. Murder. Well, that's not bad. So you're either dead or shit. That's wow. Oh my God, you have my sympathies. I thought I had it bad. My last name is Helmley, which but it's spelled like helm of a ship, L-E after that. So people say Helmel a lot, and I fucking hate Helmel. Oh my God. My first name is Tom, and some people they'll do Thom, right? Like Thom. No, they'll actually spell it that way in messages and shit, and it's like, dude. Ooh, we actually have a key for this car. But no gas. Alright, but you know what? We'll take a mental note of this car. I'll bet that the battery's fine. Let's check. Oh yeah, this car is mint. Let's take a look at the battery. 13%. Let's remove this battery. We might be able to actually start the car with it. And if we can, then we can recharge the battery with the car. An investment in the future for next time we live stream and keep this playthrough going. Oh shit. I want that guy's gloves. Hopefully I didn't damage his gloves when I swung at him. Well, let's see. Yep, they're still mint. Very good. And we already found military boots, so I don't need to worry about that right now. Yeah, migration settings are still active here. Yeah, you're right. I wish there was an extra E at the end of it, because then people would just, like, they'd get it. You know what I mean? I think my last name is, German. It's from my stepdad, but, my original last name was Kierstead, which I think is French. Oh, shit. Oh, we attacked the wrong one. So far, we're really not doing that bad. This is a healthy challenge. Okay. We didn't find a jerry can, right? Can't siphon a car for fuel. We do have water bottles, though, so if we find gas in one of these cars, we could theoretically, well, we'll have a working car, but I won't really want to start driving. Not yet. Too many zombies around for that. Alright. Let's head inside. Lock those doors. Slow them down a little bit. I need to try to find another weapon. We do have the screwdrivers, worst case scenario, but we'll take a look at some of these shelves, see if we can't wrangle up something better. I don't suppose we're gonna fight with aluminum foil. But probably best place to check is the kitchen. Get more cleavers, kitchen knives, you know, shit like that. Oh, they're already in? Yeah, lack of a weapon is a very deadly circumstance in any difficulty. I can't let myself get cornered here. We do have the fire axe, worst case. Let's just use that. Alright, let's look over here. Lighter, matches. Alright. Now, I suppose, it's very likely that we've killed a lot of the zombies around that parking lot, so let's start searching trunks. Yeah, new weapon right there. Grab that screwdriver. Empty bottle. As you can see, there's still quite a bit, but as long as we only pull them a few at a time, it's no problem. So we'll try to do just that. Grab a few. Alright, we got some coming. Don't need to pull the whole horde. Yeah, Zuzana Rendlova. Yeah. Rendlova. Alright. There's a tool store over there. If we can get over there, we'll have access to a shitload of weapons. Although, didn't we spawn in that tool store? I think we did. So we may have already used everything available there, but we'll see. Yeah, we did spawn in there, and we used those metal pipes that we found. Either way, if we can clear out these zombies, we can search the trunks, and in those trunks we'll be very likely to find a new weapon. Always try to find out where your next weapon is going to come from in Zomboid, especially on insane pop settings. That's why Lucky is a top tier trait when you're playing on One Painful Year or 6 months later, because Lucky increases the chance that you'll get hunting knives and other bladed weapons and crowbars on zombies. Let's use the car to break these guys up and put them in a straight line. You know what actually really pisses me off and scares me about this channel, though? How long is it gonna take before my health cookies get flagged as disinformation, right? In today's climate, it seems very likely. You start telling people about fasting and the carnivore diet to fight their cancer, and even if the scientific knowledge on autophagy is sound and everybody knows about it, they're still going to say it's misinformation, only because somewhere out there it's disrupting somebody's profit margin, you know? I worry about that. I mean, the government is still trying to push processed foods as a healthy option in their food guide. They're literally recommending that people eat processed food. It blows my fucking mind. And then you have doctors like Eric Berg or Sten Ekberg or High Intensity Health or any one of the various other doctors on YouTube who tell people about fasting and carnivore diet and keto and all that. And the World Health Organization is flagging them as medical misinformation. So it's like, at what point will I even be viable for ad revenue? Or are they just going to say, oh, you peddle disinformation, get fucked, right? It worries me a little bit. But not too much. Because I still know that as long as I make good videos and grow my audience, that Patreon and memberships will count for something. And it'll at least amount to a livable wage. Yeah. A comfortable wage. We're fortunate where we've inherited an ancestral home deep in the country, in the Canadian wilderness. The mortgage is paid, you know, we can live there, so we're never gonna actually need that much money to just get by comfortably. Alright, weapon is busted. Let's use this screwdriver. See how good the screwdriver is? I can literally just backpedal forever. And as long as you use the retaliation trick, you can go on for an eternity. Retaliation is when the zombie tries to grab you, but it misses the grab and you immediately counterattack. I'll show you. That was retaliation. Attempts, stab back. Even though the zombie's really close, whenever you perform a retaliation, you use your weapon instead of pushing them when you click. If you time it right, then you won't push them, you'll swing your weapon instead. See, screwdrivers are fucking amazing. Don't sit on your screwdrivers, right? It's not just a tool, it's a pretty good weapon when you need it to be. Take out the other one. And you're never gonna get fatigued or exhausted when you're using a screwdriver. Not unless you're over encumbered, but even then you still might be able to manage. Alright, let's check on the parking lot now. Yeah, we've almost taken out that whole horde down there. Hey, welcome back, Steve. Yeah, Canada, it's pretty rough. We have a narcissistic dictator. It's pretty good. Oh, small fringe minority indeed. Oh, that bastard can get fucked. Yeah, that's good advice, Lee. Honestly. Whatever the world tells you is the right thing to do, always assume it's the opposite. That's actually a very, very healthy perspective to have. Because in this society, they are trying to depopulate us, and it's important to be aware of that. Oh yeah, the trucker protest, if it was really a small fringe minority, then how the hell did they shut down Ottawa, right? Like, One, he refused to even talk with them, right? There was no middle ground to be reached. He just he weaponized state-funded media, MSNBC, CBC, to smear them as racists, misogynists, etc., phobic this, phobic that, bigot, whatever. Complete woke language, right? And no discourse was had. No middle ground was even attempted to be reached. It just goes to show you that he really is trying to just follow the will of the World Economic Forum and that he will not compromise. He has no values with which to compromise. It's just they have an agenda, they seek to achieve it, and they don't care who they run over to do it. Yeah, the mandates were completely tyrannical. That was fucked. It's like they said, oh, nobody forced you to get vaccinated. But call me crazy. I think if you threaten to take away someone's job and make their entire family suffer the fear of starvation and homelessness, that equates to forcing. It's pretty much forcing, right? You don't have to get the vaccine, but if you don't, you're going to get fired, your family's going to starve, you won't be able to put your kids through school, you'll lose custody, and your whole life will fall apart. Yeah, really fucked up. Treat the world like YouTube ads. What do you do for work, Lee? Yes, and I'm damn glad this channel's attracting the right kind of people. Very true, Stephen. Yeah. Honestly, preppers get a conspiratorial rap, but when shit does hit the fan, it's going to be the preppers who have the easiest time handling it. Yeah, Lee, what do you do for work? I am curious now. You coerce people for work. All right, we got those two. Ugh. All right. How many are still around to be pulled? Yeah, there's a horde over there. All right, we'll kill what's here, and then we'll try to search some vehicles. But right now, we need to actually rest. So, we're gonna run over here. Speed walk. All right. Now rest, sit, and pass time until they're kind of close. Get up, run over here. Rest, sit. Get up. My assigned FBI monitor. Well, I had an idea I was already on a watch list of some sort. A coordinator in a lab. So what do you do? Like you put like Ebola inside of a centipede and like see what happens, or I don't know. We follow the current thing. I support the current thing. Yeah. Ah, yeah, you'd pretty much have to in Alberta. I mean, oil is so much of the economy over in Alberta, isn't it? I know people where they'll go to Alberta to work on a rig seasonally. AGAT laboratories. You know what we study? AGAT, like the firearm. Anyway, no. Zuzi's probably looking you up right now. She'll give me the skinny. I'm gonna guess Albertan Grenade Assassin Troglodyte Laboratories. What is it? In Dartmouth? I don't know. Well, they might have labs in different locations type shit. Yeah. Radon water testing. Nice. We had to buy a filter for our water here. The tap water tasted like fucking chlorine, strong chlorine taste. So we got a filter that it's like a reservoir. You put the filter in it. It filters through stones, sand, carbon, a bunch of other things, and then the finished result, that taste wasn't there. So okay, yeah, yeah, that is very important work, admirable work, very good. Anything to help people get more informed. I remember I was watching Andrew Huberman talking about tap water. He's like a popular neuroscientist on YouTube. And he was saying that if people could see the data about what's in their tap water, they'd be horrified. But part of the work you do is part of the work he was promoting. It's like, well, you can send a sample of your water, tap water, into a laboratory. They'll test it. They'll tell you what's in it. And there's filters you can buy, sometimes expensive, but there's also non-expensive versions that can accomplish, filtering out a lot of the bad shit. For example, ours with the chlorine, I think it was $200, and it's something like $40 to reload and get like 4 filters or something like that. But it works. Yeah, nobody should be drinking tap water if they can avoid it. Uh, One of the scariest things about it is that you know how everybody's taking pharmaceutical drugs these days? Well, when you piss, you're pissing out those chemicals. And a lot of those chemicals, they don't break down in purification plants. The tap water you drink will actually have trace elements of the chemicals from pharmaceuticals in it. It's pretty fucked up. Yeah. Mad world, right? Oh shit. I wasn't really keeping an eye on the time, but we're gonna have to head in soon. Let's try our best not to pull any more Zeds. And I have to wonder, I might be able to find a better weapon than this if I go inside. We'll give it a try. For now, I'll try to stomp as many of these zombies as I can right here. I don't suppose more of them could come over here, eh? Alright, let's open this door. We'll at least regulate the flow of zombies coming in. A lot of them are stuck at that other door. Alright, let's take a moment to try and find a weapon. Over there. That looks like a hardware department, if you ask me. Oh yeah. Okay, club hammer. Very nice. We need that. Dependable melee weapon. Hammer. Box of nails. Another club hammer. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't take it yet. Alright, we at least found the means with which we can clean up. Alright. Alright, we got 1 hour before nightfall, so we really have to finish up here. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, we have cereal, right? Yeah, I really wanna eat a shitload of high-calorie food so that we gain a lot of weight tonight while we sleep. I want to get ahead of the weight game, and then once we're around 84 kilograms, then at that point we can just eat very little and slowly work our way back down to 76 kilograms. Short, blunt, level up, eh? Alright, it at least looks like there's no longer an influx of zombies coming. There was a bag of rice on one of these shelves. We're gonna need to grab it. Very calorie dense. Oh, and this pasta. Preferably, I would prefer to save the rice and pasta if we can, only because you can get so much more calories out of it if you actually cook it, you know? It's great for that. But, okay, let's equip the duffel. God damn it. Alright, let's get back up to the place where we're gonna sleep. Alright, crouch, and let's try to lose these guys. Hopefully we're in our room before they get up here and they won't know where we are. Alright. It's getting too late, so let's deposit shit. Don't need those or the cleaver. We can store these. Alright, we're no longer taking damage to hunger. Now, let's see what we got here. I know the fruit jam is like 500 calories. The chips, though, are 720. We'll eat those. Might trigger some weight gain. Yeah. So we have the beginnings of weight gain. Let's try to push it over the edge, huh? Alright, everything's sprinting now, but look at that, we have 2 arrows up for weight gain, and as we sleep, you're gonna see our weight number change, I think. But we'll wait to sleep, pass a little bit more time until maybe midnight. And let's just eat this pasta. That's 3,000 calories, like, we're gonna gain so much weight, you know? And let's drink this orange soda. Alright, going to sleep. 80 kilograms, and climbing. Pass more time. 81, still climbing, right? That's how you kind of get ahead of the weight gain in this game. Alright, guys. Well, we're going to call it here for now, but the next time we live stream, we're definitely going to keep going with this playthrough. And one of these days, now this was 1080p. It was very low requirement in terms of bandwidth. All we have is Starlink. We don't have very good internet here, right? At best, I get 30 megabytes per second of download speed. Sometimes it's even worse, like 20. So I have to find out if I can actually stream a 4K game. It's very unlikely, right? So I might have to kind of lower the bar in terms of quality for live streaming. But we'll test that out later. Yeah. I'll leave in a second, Rusty. Not quite yet. Yeah, I'll say goodbye to you guys, kind of catch up on chat. This has been really fun, though. I've enjoyed this. Oh, Lee, thank you very much. Seriously. Yeah. I think in total we made like $12 today, you know? It was nice. Already receiving some support.
Unexpected and very welcome.
Unexpected and very welcomed, and we're extraordinarily grateful. $200% more, Jesus. Did it for free, eh? It does feel different, doesn't it, Lee? Like, when I wake up, and I know I'm kind of small time right now, but the notion that if I succeed, more people will have access to the health cookies and they'll experience a better quality of life. That makes me springboard out of bed in the morning. You know, like I'm so motivated. That's why I think I want to grow the channel as much as I do. I tried to make a channel before a couple years ago. It didn't work out. It fizzled very quickly, but I didn't have the health cookies. This time, when I came back to it, I changed my name, Discipline Before Dishonor. I thought, what would I be if I could be anything, and why would I be it? For what cause? For what purpose, right? And you're right, that it's like making a difference and trying to help people, trying to improve the health of people, trying to give people accessibility to the right information. It changes the game. And I do think that we're actually pretty kindred in the sense where we derive great pride from our work because we know that the better the job we do, the better quality of life other people will have. And there's real meaning in that, you know, real purpose. And it helps a lot. All right. Hello, Cameron. You're just in time. You didn't miss much, but we're still alive. And I'm actually planning on continuing this series in the next live stream that we do. So we're going to continue playing. Basically, we're based up in a Gigamart. I cleared it. We're on insane population settings in Louisville, but we're in a very forgiving neighborhood in Louisville. So, yeah, we're going to continue with this playthrough next time we show up. I'm probably going to try to do a live stream every weekend. And it's just something to break the monotony of the editing grind. I love editing, but I really enjoyed the chance to actually meet you guys, connect, talk about stuff. Yeah, it made me feel, you know, like we really have a good community going. I'm glad that I'm glad that you guys found the channel because our values are pretty significantly in alignment. Makes us feel less alone, you know? Oh, God bless you, Susie. Yeah.
He already did.
Wow. Alrighty. You take care, Lee. We'll see you next time. Nice to meet you all. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching and all the support. It means the world to me that you've decided to spend this time with us today. And I'm looking forward to the next live stream. Seriously, this was good. It really broke up the monotony, and it was really great to realize that we're not alone in our views and that the world is a far less scary place when there's like-minded people of your ilk just with you who can talk to you, right? Share the burden of how scary this fucking world is with you. Yes. Everyone, take care. And keep an eye out. Next Saturday, roughly the same time, we're probably going to have another live stream just like this one. Same playthrough, same game, same deal. All right. Later, everybody. Take care. No, wait. Peace out, rock on, and take care. Yeah, I got to use the taglines. I got to be consistent now. I'm in it to win. All right. Okay. Peace out, guys.